Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Gotta aim low. Hey guys, welcome out to the range. Today I wanted to show you something that I do to all of my optics batteries and all my optics, and I've done this before, but like I've learned with social media, you got to get the same subject out every once in a while because the interwebs has the memory of a goldfish. If you guys will look at my optic, this is a Micro T-2 from Aimpoint. Right there on the side it says 121. What that is January 2021. Also on the inside, if you were to take the cover off, you would also find the battery itself tagged with a fine point Sharpie marker 121. The reason it's on both the battery and the external is if the external should happen to be wiped away from, you know, cleaning the weapon or just kind of rubbing around in the bag, I can at least open it up to find out what the life is on that battery. And the reason for that is whenever you ask people what's the lifespan on an Aimpoint T1 battery or T2, but they're like, oh, that's easy, it's 5 years. And I go, are you sure? And they go, well, yeah, I've always heard it's 5 years. And I'm, there it is right there. Yeah, you've always heard it's 5 years. I'm the guy who single-handedly changed the industry when I put out a very pointed video, and shortly thereafter started noticing how the manufacturers at SHOT Show during their interviews started giving the caveat of it's got a 5-year battery life between settings this and settings this, but once you exceed this setting, there it is right there, it changed. Here's what happened, guys. I went out to a class years ago with Talon Defense. It was held in Alabama. The optic went down, the battery went down on my rifle, and a few months after that the same thing happened again when I was at a Larry Vickers class. The optic took a dump on me, and I was like, what the heck is going on? These things have a 1-year battery life. No, they don't. When I read the actual full owner's manual, not just a little comment from the manufacturer, but the actual owner's manual, it said if, right? And the if or but or however is what you really have to pay attention to. So to give you an example, well, let me finish the thought. So essentially what I found out was it wasn't a 1-year battery life on that optic, it was actually 6 months. And that's why the battery took a dump on me. So after that, those were MRDSs. After that I started changing MRDS batteries every 6 months. Well, I believe RMRs only give you 10 months of service life. I think it is. I'm not really sure, but I'll have to find out. But I do know that the Aimpoint product, T1s, T2s, H1s, H2s, only give you on setting number 8, they give you 5 years of service life. Once you exceed setting number 8 and you get up to setting number 10, it goes from 5 years to 10 months. Now, that isn't a slight loss. Okay, think about that. From 5 years to 10 months, just by going click, click. Now, setting number 8 is a setting that I refer to as the trade show setting. And the funny thing about it is I came up with that phrase and then I started hearing it in other places on social media, so I thought, yeah, people are paying attention to my videos. When I put out that video years ago, I remember referring to it as the trade show setting, and the comical thing is shortly thereafter that particular phrase started showing up all over social media, so it told me that people were paying attention. The trade show setting, as I call it, is setting number 8 on an Aimpoint product, or on the T1s and T2s. That trade show setting 8 is the 5-year setting, so it's a great conversation piece. You're inside of an indoor trade show. Even though you have those very bright lights overhead, they're not the sun. And like right now, if I take this down to setting number 8, okay, so right there, setting number 8, I can tell you, yeah, it's totally gone. Totally gone. You know, I'm not even looking at the white target. I'm just looking at the, I'll even look at the dark tree line. There. Setting number 9 is where I begin to see it. But the second I point it from the dark tree line to the light colored target, I totally lose it. There's no way I could use it. But if I go to setting 10, now I've actually got a usable dot. Okay? Now I've actually got something I can actually work with. But at setting 10, I've gone to 10 months. So I'm not even going to get to February 2022 with this battery. This battery has to go. Now the truth is, when this rifle is not in use, I turn it down to setting 8 because this is a home defense gun, so it's hanging out in the house. And inside my house, most especially at night, I'm good. Even, and yes, I've tested it, even with the X300 blasting all of its lumens down a brightly painted hallway or onto a person, yeah, I can still see my dot. But out here, not so much. So I'm still going to change the battery in less than a year because I know that it has to go. And all you have to do, guys, is set a reminder on your computer or on your phone and change your batteries. Same thing goes for your handgun, which leads me back to why I don't use a red dot on my handgun, because if I have to bring my handgun up to take a shot at someone and all of a sudden my red dot is dead, it's a bad day. Because guys who run red dots seldom ever work on their irons because they're always depending on the red dot. Well, I'd rather depend on my irons, because if I'm down to a handgun fight, whether the fight begins with a handgun or ends with a handgun, if you're in a gunfight with just a handgun, you're behind the power curve. Guys, as things are getting more serious in our country, these knowledge bombs that I'm dropping on you guys, you need to start paying more attention to them. These are things that are easy to do. I mean, come on, it's a Sharpie marker. These are things that are easy to do that will save your bacon. So it helps you manage. Look, if you've only got one gun, well, then it's easy for you. It's not hard to keep track of one battery in one rifle or one battery in one handgun. But when you've got multiples, it's kind of difficult to keep track of things. So set memos in your phone, set memos in your computer to get to these things in a timely manner, because, guys, it's getting real out here. So as always, I thank you guys for watching. I thank you for your sling purchases, because they're keeping the lights on and keeping food on our table. Yeah, COVID has also hit my company really, really hard. So I thank you guys for your business. And as always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one. Headshot. Oh, left eye. Legit. Have a good one, guys.